Welcome to the Saturday Cup of Joe podcast. This podcast is dedicated to EAS employees of the U.S. Postal Service and members of the National Association of Postal Supervisors. So, pour yourself a cup of coffee and join us for today's episode. And now, here's your host, Robert Wakefield.
Good morning, Branch 32, and good morning, Naps family. Hi, hey there. How you doing? How's your mom and them? Oh, I don't know why I said all that stuff, but welcome to the Saturday Cup of Joe podcast. It's presented by the Nashville Post Office Credit Union. I am your host, Robert Wakefield, president of Branch 32. That's right. Thank you. Please be seated. All right. We got another great show lined up for you. So let's go ahead and pour that first cup. The bell is about to ring on a brand new school year, and our local classrooms could use a little extra boost. At this year's Back to School Bash, we're coming together to support the students and the educators who make our community stronger. You can help by donating the essentials our kids need the most: crayons, glue sticks, pencils, and paper. Your generosity makes a world of difference for a child walking into class prepared and confident. Let's start the school year right together. The Nashville Post Office Credit Union, people helping people since 1925. And for our first cup this morning, it is a great pleasure for me to introduce to you a guy that's been on this program before. He's been on it more than once. I think he's been on it at least twice. Maybe 3 times, I don't know. But anyway, as part of our Caffeine and Candidate series, I thought it was only necessary to bring on the national president of the National Association of Postal Supervisors. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ivan Butts. Ivan, how are you?
I am fine, Bob. I am fine.
That is so good. That is so good. I'm so glad that you're talking to us today.
Yeah, I'm honored. I'm honored to be here with you guys.
Oh, that's so good. Well, listen, this is going to air the last week of your presidency. Now, isn't that amazing?
It is, Bob. It is truly amazing. How quick? 5 years. I mean, it just went by so fast.
It did. Now, did you get elected in Texas? Is that where you got elected president?
In Texas, yeah. That's when I got elected.
Okay. Isn't that? And 5 years later, here we are talking on the podcast. And who would have thought that would have happened? I mean, what a crazy time. What is your greatest, if you were going to narrow it down, Ivan, what would be your greatest accomplishment or something that you're very proud of?
I think, and it's shared, right? I think some of what I feel would be my greatest accomplishments is really shared accomplishment.
Exactly.
All right. I think the work we did in passing HR 82 is significant.
Mm-hmm.
It is so powerful, and getting that WEP GPO repealed and what it meant to so many people, not just postal retirees, but firefighters, teachers, police officers, that being a part of something that had that broad of impact on Americans is truly a memorable thing, something I will remember always.
That's right.
Obviously, we're proud of the work, or I'm proud of the work that I've been able to do as president and helping to get, some jobs created, obviously getting some things fixed with this NPA process, although there's still a lot of work to do to get this NPA process straightened out where our EAS are getting fairly compensated for the work that we're doing in the sustainability of this agency, and not trying to chase down the cost of living. We shouldn't have to chase down the cost of living.
That's
It
true.
just should be. It should be something that's already there. That should be given. It should be a part of what we do. Especially when you look at what's happening here with these the union contracts and the union negotiations.
Right.
This kind of fair pay for EAS is so long overdue. And we've been so behind the eight ball for so long. I'm glad we're able to kind of change the trend, but there's also still a lot of work to do to really fix this pay gap.
Exactly. Now, I asked you before, and I think it was the very first time you and I did the podcast together here in Tennessee. I asked you what's the coolest part about being national president. And so reflecting on 5 years, what is the coolest part about being the national president of NAPS?
For me, the coolest part would be representing the association, being the face, being not just being the face and being out there, but being willing to bring NAPS to the forefront. I say one of the greatest things that I think we've done, and really I did it when I was vice president for 7 years. Chuck certainly carried that on when he took over the vice presidency, is build our reputation and build our footprint up here in Washington, D.C. And I feel as though right now, NAPS is at the forefront of postal issues. We are the go-to group that legislators and committees want to talk to when they talk about postal issues. We built that through our credibility and built that, I would like to think, because of the face that we put out front there has been credible in what I said and what has transpired by what I said.
Sure.
I look back and I think about things, and Bob reminds me all the time is that, what you said came true. What you said came true. and that's good. And I realized that really helps us with our credibility. I think we built a real strong partnership with the OIG, with the PRC, and now we even reached out to OPM and CBO. We have these agencies that are contacting us saying, we want your opinion on it first.
Wow, that is incredible. And I saw in the magazine, I think it was a couple of issues ago, where you were actually in front of the panel of legislators there talking about the Postal Service.
Yeah, that's a new subcommittee that's been formed, and what it is this subcommittee is a bipartisan, and they're looking at service. They're looking at this service issue, and most of these legislators are over in rural areas.
Okay.
And one thing I expressed to them, and I haven't said this when I first really came up here in a resident officer position of vice president, I told them when we go through these organizational changes, that rural America will always take the brunt. Of any organizational change. Their service is going to suffer. Their reliability is going to suffer. Everything will suffer harder on rural America than on urban and suburban America.
Right.
And that's just proven to be true. That's just kind of the way it goes. So this committee really is formed to look at that and look at the ways that, they can improve that service. So we talked about it, and we talked about the things that PMG has been talking about expanding the borrowing cap, I believe the $45 billion, and we support that. We don't support it without oversight. I think that's one of the things we differ on, because I believe that the post office, they need oversight. That's one of the things I feel that they're lacking is oversight, or responsible oversight,
right,
that can say, yeah, this is good, go forward, or no, this is not good, you need to stop, and have that kind of authority behind it to do that. this whole delivery, and we don't even know. That was one thing I was talking with someone at headquarters today. We don't even know are we in delivery for America anymore, or are we in something different, or what the deal is. I mean, are we going to are we trying to finish it? Or are we trying to stand these facilities up again? If so, we're probably. And I said this a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right after we went through 1 year delivery for America, and based on what they produced and what they spent, well, the investment was supposed to be $40 billion to get delivery for America done. They still, in my estimation, still needed $43 billion.
Oh my goodness!
and weren't even a third of the way through.
Oh my goodness!
So
yeah.
again, and some of the things that drive that are unplanned and unfortunately, but it's unplanned and it's bad planned.
Right.
And being and I spent a lot of years in implant support and being an operations support specialist. One of the things that, we used to always look at, and when we have these contractors come in and they come in with these plans and everything else that they're going to do and these retrofits on these machines and how they fit in the buildings and everything like that, it's the simplest thing, Bob. They show you the floor plan, and I got to a point where, and me and the people we work, we would just let them go, let them talk, and then at the end of all that presentation, we would ask this one simple question: okay, so where's the mail going to go?
Yeah, where are we going to put the mail?
Where are we going to put the mail?
Right. That is so good. That is so
good. And those simple oversights can cost you millions of dollars.
Oh yeah. Well, that's exactly right. Oh, that's exactly right.
So, and we're seeing that, and I've seen that in the DFA plan. We've seen that. We've seen it in Houston. We've seen it in the Texas facility. We've seen it in Indiana. So we're seeing those same type of things still happening. So you need strong oversight, and with somebody that's going to look with those kind of eyes, not necessarily Naps or me, but somebody that's going to look with those kind of eyes and say, okay, this plan's it's just not fully baked. It's not fully ready yet.
Right. There you go. Let me ask you this question here. As we head into the week of the convention, what are your thoughts about this is your last one that you're going to be the president over?
I have to say it's bittersweet. Obviously, there's so much more to do, and there was so much more I would have liked to do, but I understand that also. Time is always the factor.
Sure.
So I pushed as hard as I could for as long as I could. And I felt that, we did get some things done that to the benefit of EAS. We're still looking forward to the outcome of this lawsuit. Hopefully that will be coming out around this time for another thing. Again, like I told you in the past, though, the lawsuit itself has been totally beneficial to NAPS and the EAS because it's changed the way they sit at the table with us now.
Oh, that is so true. Yes, it is so true. That
alone is worth its weight in gold.
Absolutely.
So, but we still look for that outcome. We still want to be able to do some things, and we always want to work with the agency and the leadership. And I'm sure the new regime will do the same thing. But continue to reach out to them in work groups and work studies to try to find ways that we can make it better for EAS. I tell you, one of the biggest challenges we have now is this guidance memo that came out from Joe Bruce.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst thing that I've seen ever enacted by the agency. Now they say it's guidance, but at the end they say it's a memorandum, and we have it being abused. So what we're seeing is this abuse starting to spread around the country of EAS and the work schedules. Yeah. And for every challenge that EAS have to put up with and do it every day, that should not be one.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Well, Ivan, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the convention. It's this week, and we're going to have a great time. It's going to be great to see you up there at the podium. doing this, all the stuff that you have to do. Bless your heart. How you keep it straight is unbelievable. I don't see how you do it up there. It's a lot going on.
Well, Lori's a big part of that.
Yeah,
exactly. I have to give her credit.
Absolutely. A big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
All
So,
right,
I thank you, Bob. I thank you for what you're doing in connecting the country with your podcast. I think, is something that people all over the country are listening to, and it's definitely informative. So I thank you for what you're doing, and I look forward to seeing you in San Francisco.
Ivan, it's great talking to you. One other question. I've been asking all the people who have been part of the Caffeine and Candidate series how they drink their coffee. So do you drink coffee?
I do drink coffee. Yes, I do.
And do you drink it black or do you drink it with stuff in it?
I drink it black with Splendor.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yes.
And nothing else? No cream, no milk?
Nothing else.
Yeah, that's
no
it.
cream, no cream, no milk. A cup of coffee and a Splendor, and I'm good. Or more than one cup. But.
Yeah. Well, Ivan, it's great talking to you. Thank you again for being on the Saturday Cup of Joe.
All right. Thank you, Bob. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This summer, cool off with a little something sweet from your friends at the Nashville Post Office Credit Union. From June through August, just stop by the credit union and enjoy free ice cream. Oh my goodness, if Brian Wagner lived in Tennessee. It's our way of saying thank you for being a part of our postal family. And while you're here, let us help you make your money work a little easier with honest service, great rates, and people who know you by name. The Nashville Post Office Credit Union. People helping people since 1925. And for our second cup this morning, well, this is it. This is the end of the Caffeine and Candidates series that's leading up to the National Convention because the National Convention is here. That's exactly right. Over 1,300 delegates are going to descend on San Francisco this week, and we're going to be doing the business of naps. And that is so important as we pick our leaders who are going to be leading us for the next 2 years. We'll be voting for that. Resolutions that we'll be voting on. It's a fun time. It really is a fun time. If you've never been to a national convention, make your plans now to go to the next one, which is supposed to be in Reno, if I remember correctly. And so that's going to be taking place in a couple of years. But right now, we've got a great convention ahead of us. So if you are coming to the convention, I'm looking forward to meeting you. So please find me at Branch 32's table or come up and say hello to me. Introduce yourselves. I'll have a pad there so I can get email addresses so I can send you email reminders on when the Saturday Cup of Joe is going to be dropped, and you can have a preview of what's going to be talked about. So if you would like to be a part of that, come find me at the National Convention. That's right. I'll be there with Branch 32, and it'll be great to see everybody. So this is going to end our podcast for today. Thanks, Ivan Butts, for being a part of today's show. We really appreciate that. And you know what to do. Share this with all your friends. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Naps Branch 32. So, we'll see you guys at the National Convention. I'm looking forward to it. And remember, every great weekend starts with a great cup of Joe. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for tuning in to the Saturday Cup of Joe podcast. Please note that the views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of Robert Wakefield and do not necessarily reflect the views of the National Association of Postal Supervisors. We welcome your questions and comments, so send those to SaturdayCupofJoe@gmail.com.